kambuni ĩrendagia share either ikigwa. Let me explain. What will happen if you want to open a company ase muhea maingĩ bũrũri mũgima rĩ na milioni 5 rĩ, but idea yaku nĩ idea ĩrendwo nĩ andũ rĩ, so that's when you opt for shares. When I'm telling you ũkĩendia share kũgũra ũragwa rĩ, muhea maingĩ wĩra waku ũrutĩte wĩika, ũrutĩte wĩika ukakora mũndũ hatumagana mbeca ciaku cia YouTube rĩ, you would feel no kũrigwo ũharĩte,
I feel the pinch
ĩreke kai yaku nĩ gũtahwo ratahwo nĩ ũrĩmetwo nĩ kũrĩa rent. So you bring somebody else on board, ukona somebody else on board, niguo company, you have two options, either company yegwe kana you sell interest. No gutemuregia share, gutemuregia share atakogwa ukagora share tigana cio kamwe inoga ugethi ko ate muhiki wako kora na share cia ngiriga na kiu ni kirimo kia njugu-ine
utigane nacio
so no agwa makeri tigana nake ate mwana kora ate na share kwa ate nikora share ngiri 100 ucio rukahikie tigana nake ni takataka no get the private placement. So you want to raise more money, no get the private placement.
What's that?
But we other yake gora share. Jen bought shares at Mumias. Now she's trapped in there. That no agora shares at Mumias na kogwera agwa.
Tondu andu aingi ni beginners, especially maundu ni ma shares ri. Na hono atu example Chege ya kambuni teyo ya Mumias. Mundu maundu mariku mundu beginner afati kurora maundu mariku hindi kugura shares.
People want to buy shares because what akusikia they don't know what they share. By the way, most of people don't know what to share.
Wataka tu wasikie
uko na share. But unafaa kujua ukitaka kununua share, ununua share kwa startup. Eziara yethoreka hadhara. So inabidi pesa yenyewe tumekota tax. Pesa yetu hita sio ya wira ri. Hiyo sio hiyo pesa ndio kulipa hiyo rune SGR. Geitheka muno murori wa YouTube ya Muhea Maingĩ Media kunyitioge ni muthenya wa umuthi. It's a very very beautiful day troke mwe kuma guku studio ni citu. Gatho cia mayondo wa uthi na mbere gututhikiriria, gutusubscribera. Andu aria mako channel members karibuni sana. Nitumwendete muno. Muthenya wa umuthi ni twacokereria na tukorwo na tafarira ya gukorwo igiguthomithia maundu ma uigithia. No mbere ndaya jitekire nyambe ngumithia kambuni ya Terrain Africa Properties Limited aria ni endia a migunda. Na migunda ya Terrain no turendia urikania kuria matu no tuthiete na mbere uko tukiendia turendia 350,000 for a parcel ya 50 by 100. Ungikorwo nduri na mbeca icio ciothe Terrain magaguthondekera uri ungikorwo kiriha kahora no ukorwo kiriha na mieri 3 urihe 380,000 kana urihe na mieri 3 urihe 420,000. Itekira kumahurira thimu icio cia screen ne yaku tondu no ugure broti kahinda ka miaka 3 hatari interest kwitokera kindu twitaga smart club. Na tondu muthe turaria cia uigithia itekira kuhura thimu iyo umenye cia smart club o githikagiriria kiria tuko tukiaria haha muthenya wa umuthi tuganirwo guku studio ni mwanake ukite na njira njaga muno ne koretwo gibundithio andu uhoro wa uigithia ani nyona andu ingi muno makiuga ni amanegenagia no na amanegenia ni makoragwo makinyita kiria akoragwo akiuga. Koguo muthi itikira kuthikiriria na utege gutwega tondu ni ukorwo ukinyitwo kaundu. Karibu sana. Thank you so much.
Iria mwiroreri
wa Muhea Maingĩ. Ni Chege. Na ndikoria kahora the mari kwa makuga thini kuri hode hitwo jaria kahora ndihitwo kiona ndinyweta no mai hetwo maya na matire sukari kumbe gwariria kuri thini Muhea Maingĩ agitama ndikamwirarira kumwira
niguo
na ndoka kwa atwarie tutire tondu because joketa space yo yakwareria andu akirima na ni kumenda no kwenda mundu
ni wendo
uhoro ndamaheaga wathia kuge makari ni kuri marihagio
ona appointment kubuka ti mbeca nini
nyere mayaga buri tikithoku tondu athomithi juga ndathomire bengi ya Equity baba ndaka turekodera thukuru nie ngithomithio guru ndi ate ndi mundu afotogo presiria ona ngo I'm supposed to do what thomithia ruriri so I mean ndemathomithia ndikiona ndemeraga uguo na nie ndimetagia mbeca na ndemera mundu igwa ndeko aikare tondu na mucamani haria Rainbow ndana go mweri 30 na ndiroge mweri wa 2 mweri 28 ndame atirire ikohe andu gwititwo ngithie muceneri ohena fata ugithia andu gwititwo gacenene kihena fata gukira uge waku haki no uthie kiatia no uthie riu nie ndimathaithaga tondu ndimathaitha wageitha mundu nikira ni thina nie no ndanyitire okay mundu
kiruma mwiroreri
agereire guthomba ndianyitire kana ndi kana si
wewe wai
ni teu nie mathabu tondu akiruta mathabu inganyitire bila ino kangiriraga nina stress ya guthore depression na nyuma na B ni muko atanyuma na B ino kangiriraga ni depression
tondu we material
inganyitire B nyithe ni depression
na nikio guthomithio ni Equity
thomithio ni Equity githomithio githitu kwetagwo Meru School ni mu school etagwo national school
okay
kuliko karanzo mucioka tathi ore karanzo mucioka thomeire
kwa Dennis YouTube athomeire kwa Githumo iria athomeire kaimenye kuria athomeire ni muthemani witu wa rumina iri twakona Dennis YouTube acio nio matucabaka irio kuu na kanotho mucio so I'm also getting there nindira ngai atiriri he kundirathi aikorwo andutire he put me from the kire na kinyinye guo wothe tuje murari atiriri ni ndi na ndikona ngoro njuru and I'm here mathome and I have no option ona biza ndira arutithia ndira kuiga ugeka nyumba yako kora biza yakwa ci ruthingo-ini and
kuria guothe wanathie
nutiko ndanathie biza yakwa ngahuro biza njega ngekira ni ukora ndauga ndauga atiriri hey ndauga irathariga studio I want my last breath confess a life lift all to Jesus tondu ndai mhono kuna nyirete ngai ngathie mwono ngauga the whole prize no ngira igogo na yakwa ria rainbow you see the theme it was death
riri gita gwika
no the theme beside that mambo will spare post it what let the whole prize let the whole prize not that let the whole prize and darkness tremble in your holy light that every eye you see Jesus God great and mighty to be praised no way deep ni hoya muno deep down I trust God deep down ni no go go na go but deep down I trust God and the grace as you see me it's God no diga ko he kanitha wako salvation is very personal to me no guy I should pray to God so much na ego ndirathi na ndera muthikirie erorere na nimeguthoma nimeguthoma mohige
wow koguo ona ugituthomithia o gitunagenagira kidogo ureka maundu ma uri muhonoku
ni taru na ngithie he kanitha itagwo Fortress Assembly ni ndi mwangirikana no he kanitha itagwo Fortress Assembly wa Pastor Lee if you have ever seen that church ni thiaga na ndira celebrate ucio wako wa ngoma thiaga ngahoya ngauma like I go pray in thanks 1 hour leave
that's nice
njitekie ngai na ni uri ndinyuaga na ndiekaga maundu maingi no ndina thina ni no ndira na refi atakothe ni arefi no ni ndinyuaga
na ndina thina nao
ndo kanitha mugo bana ngoma ndikari thigiri ngoma cia andu no ndira na refi
ndikudikana ni mwirigite gutindikana na your sister
yes
hau niho kuruta PTSD ya hoikana
no ndu ni kwa mbere te hujia menete no ni ndira andu honoku ni ndauza na refi tondu honoku mona iguru tarire yao ta ngoma koma iguru tarire yao ni ndire thia honoku by the way jeraga da ona kanitha itha ici kuthia kwa Pastor Lee thiaga thiaga hoya ngera ngai ndirikanaga kate
neguo
tondu ni ndaraga na mathina no kanitha ni manyingatite ndakirirwo kanitha ni manyingataga tondu ndaja kuguruka ho na something I'm talking about andu kanitha mona maundu mothe na ndimendete kwanja ni mathie na kou ni ndo kanitha ndimendete
riu ri undu ungi kuma ha tutanaingira tabarĩra-inĩ ya muthenya wa umuthi
undu ungi it's I think ndathiage ka show after that story show then ndamenyaga ka undu matari ga finance giga ndeka video magana matatu like ndaregecagi that's ndekira video magana meri ma 40
we guthigicagi wika video magana meri
ndikora video 240 ndina video magana meri ma 40
1 2
240 ndathia thagire gauma riu ngima video no ngathie no ngeni undu ungi ni
uikara gicagi
asa gicagi taru thia rimo after 3 months
ni tukuonaga kou ona mundu no ecirie uikaraga kou
taru ri ndo ndari kuoneka video these data ya video to 10
ucio ni gutindika for another like 3 months or more
hey ndo ndaka icio choka jeke cia rini hey yathurire kwa ndari ndi bora rini resort video taitha hwaini ri ati jika video tatu wedi muthenya ni njega
what unajitu
to wedi no ndathi wonye mathina ma ndu ndathi na ndu ndarangia na ndu kamenya mathina maria mena ori na riu ndira gabuku haha na ngiaje kwa utetie no heci uri ngiguka nyandike menye no content so that's what I do no githagithia maybe once in 2 months thomithia ndu na jara ni ndivaka ni brand ndira brand basi ndo akabudi nyanya tha ici
congratulations
no le mahea ni followers yakwa ngimuga Chege ni arumanaga no athiki no robe ya ndina ori tagia madamu no gite kuga athia Chege arageria andu akimarumaga arerirwo andu manu maga gwakwa no matigera kuigwa ngerumo people actually run
yes
and people appreciate ndu thona githomire ri gikana ugi wakwa ndikira andu office ni haya andu ugi
mathece guo
yes
ni mathece guo ruo muthiri ninguretwo eroria yakwa ni makoto makinjuria uhoro wa shares I think shares is the new thing na turageria ru kunyita shares ri ni turageria like from a layman point of view what exactly are shares
so I'll start ruri ikyo kwa gerera ri kiri mari ada maigua share ndagũrĩte share bengi tuge for example let's me not tugetha bengi ta Equity ndagũrĩte share cia kĩnda ndagũrĩte ciringi 5 ndagũrĩte share cia Safaricom na ciringi 5 thaa icio maciringi 20 andũ nĩ maganaga mũno share rĩu rĩ he kaũndũ kũigua akĩgana uga ngumo ndĩigana mwene so deep in mind people don't know what they share by the way ũngĩũria andũ 95% ya andå akärä
Mũrĩ
ona ti 95 98 mathigå share nä kä moä share nä he må ragå share cia Equity ka cia Safaricom magitonga
Yes.
but if you go into context they don't understand what is it. So a share is a unit of ownership. Ũngĩthiĩ rĩu kĩmabuku a share is a unit of ownership. Na so I know I will explain deeper. Kambuni yendagia share 1 ĩkĩgwa.
Kambuni ciendagia share ĩkĩgwa.
1 ĩkĩgwa. 2 ĩgĩkũra piũ. Either ĩkĩgwa piũ kana ĩgĩkũra piũ.
Either ĩgĩcoka thĩ.
Either ĩkũgwa ĩragwa.
Kana ĩ peak.
And chances on the peak, for example, let's pick a company like Safaricom. Safaricom mokire ku replace. Safaricom came. Ĩrĩa andũ maina thĩna mũno wa kũhũra thimũ na kĩnaki. So nĩ mabataraga moke marehe satellites, marehe network, marehe kĩ. You know, the way waku tuge studio naku ya kũmĩheaga maingĩ ũmũthĩ rĩ. Ũngĩkorwo nĩ ũrenda gũbatara milioni 5 rĩ. Wĩna maũndũ merĩ. No thiĩ bengi ũkombe tuge kwa Equity woe rũni. Kana ũke gwĩ Chege. Ũnjĩre nĩ milioni 5. Na nĩ ngũre 50% ya mũhĩa wa maingĩ. Wĩta mũhĩa wa maingĩ kĩ? Creatives. Or what?
MWA mũhĩa wa maingĩ media.
Mũhĩa wa maingĩ media. How maybe let's say how do you value your company? That is ũngĩenda kwenderia mũndũ rĩtwa. How do you think you value your company?
There's a value. No.
Okay, say market value. Let's even say going concern. Ukiuga atĩrĩrĩ ũngĩciria ũngĩenda kwenderia not what there ukiuga heke I come to going concern ũngĩnyereria rĩ ta hekuo tũngĩja unaona visa all the America na ndũgeria nĩkĩ ũngĩenda kwenda kwenyereria. How much do you think you can sell me this company?
Tũngĩhũthĩra tu just a random figure nĩgetha mũrũri anyitĩre ona tuge tuhũthĩre ngiri 20. Just a random.
Not even 20,000. Not even let me give you wewe unaonyereria tuge 3 million. Onyereria YouTube yaku ya kwenyereria YouTube yaku, Facebook. And this maybe you want to sell me 5. Let's say even 5 million. Milioni cigana 5. Rĩu rĩ ngũbĩra tuke value wa milioni 5. Ukinya handũ ũkore atĩrĩrĩ nĩ ũkwendaga you need another 5 million wĩna maũndũ merĩ. Kana tuge you need another 3 million wĩna maũndũ merĩ. No okay. No ũthiĩ bengi kwa Equity kana kwa KCB woe rũni. Ũke wongerere ũkwenda kũgũra kamera, wongerere kamera.
Wongerere kĩu ndĩrenda.
Wongerere kĩu ũrenda. Tu no wĩtigĩre kuoya rũni. Ũke ũgehere ĩtagwo Equity. So when it comes to share you ũke ũnyererie share. Ũnyererie Chege he milioni 3 na ni rĩ gwenderie 30% ya kambuni yako. So what you kira wa connect YouTube na Facebook na kuri tuka share. So when it comes to you declare the uko kwa director. Not even no go share. No really when you share but when you send share that iko kwa kitu that private it's more private. Uko share. When you share you got a partnership. So partnership no ni 1 million YouTube yako ya giri tena si yao ni yako. So but what you sold to me was shares. What sold me was shares. Really what I was to explain is kaburi ya share either ekegwa. Let me explain. Hada ko jira wako wada hari no ndoka ni ndatwika mwene kabuni. So do we got that jole
itakuretia.
So ukira mundu akendia share chances are let me go back to Safaricom scenario. Safaricom ni mafataraga to go ufala guthie bururi mugima
makiendagia.
So for example ira kuna milioni 5 no korwo ungenea milioni 50 thaiciri there is a way ugeja studios ya muhia wa maingĩ in every corner of this country.
Yes.
So nona wera waku milioni 5 nonda kwendia you need another 45 ama 50 million. Todo value ya kambuni ile what there you know both current assets and fixed assets, the current fixed assets and current assets in a million 5 but you need like 50 million ama 100 million nani kiredia. So at that point ndũngĩthi bengi kũneo rũni tondũ bengi ndũngĩthi kũneo bengi wĩna milioni 5 ũthi bengi wetie rũni rwa milioni 50 no wĩra kũkona na milioni 5 rĩ a bank can only do up to 30% ya milioni 5
30% of the 5 million
or 5 million. Rĩu what will happen if you want to open a company ya sema ya maingĩ bũrũri mũgima rĩ na wĩna milioni 5 rĩ but idea yaku nĩ idea rĩndwo nĩ andũ rĩ. So that's when you opt for shares. Na nikiona andũ ta Elon Musk rĩ makona idea a very creative idea tuge ena people we company ko Elon Musk ena people ena Tesla ena maũndũ maingĩ. So that's need maybe for example network yake itaitagwo atĩa network yake itaitagwo Starlink needed to go the whole of the world. So the idea was more expensive than what he owned. Maybe Starlink by then ile kana tuge SpaceX ile it was valued at 5 million. But he needed like a billion. Maybe it's 1 billion but he needed like a billion niguo wira wake ukure. At that point ile then now option tika kwendia ke share. You know when you sell share you dilute your interest. I could, you know, most of the company would prefer kueroni than share. For example, Hekabuni itago EABL. They want 11 billion.
East Africa Breweries.
You know, they might 11 billion. But what they're doing is a board, but not a share. So when do you share when they share when they share they share to the ordinary, but I come to the types of shares no ndenda kwa hii nigo mwiroreri wa kawaida kwa kenyita EBL limato kwa diari matrendia share maendia bond.
What's the difference?
Bond ni kugatiriri for example nakora no jite milioni 3 okay ojire na nyiri 30% tu no jite milioni 3 okay ojire milioni 3 ri icio milioni 3 ri ugirage ngiri igana o mweri for the next maybe let me be realistic to get a body ya EBL inapeana na 11%. Tuge 11% kasongo yake tuge it is 10%. So mundu kwa milioni yake mwatore kwa EBL ri aregira ngiri igana o mwaka 2020 maybe at all 2026 January. 5 years from 2026 to go
that's 2031
aregira ngiri igana o mwaka that one other sokori milioni yake ithano. You know the difference?
Still intact.
Intact milioni ithano. So that's what we call a bond. There's something called a bond and a debenture. There's a bond and a debenture. So no need that. Dida hold though. No dida mudho mpio. No, I can copy cooperative. No dida lady. Dida mu wa kawaida mama mboga kwa kenyita. Those guys that matter. Bond ni kugatha lady. Doka goko muhe wa ikaje te milioni 3. Waja gerage ngiri 10 mweri for the next 3 years. Ukanegera pesa ciakwa te milioni ciakwa 3 nyino. You see, no one wagora share, ugikogora share milioni 3 ratweka mwene for life. Something called ordinary share. Share no atweka mwene.
We part of the company.
Okay, make a decision. You must consult me on your making decision. You must kama na ginya ukihaya no ginya uni ni kurudi. Ukita open a location, you must include me in everything you are doing. Neta to hikania. For example, neta katia. We ko hikani ukoya mutumia ri. You cannot make a decision to consult mutumia waku. But when it comes to a bond or a debenture, but then I explain between a bond and a debenture. Bodi wagura to mundu guthie kwa EBL agure bodi we kira mali ni EBL ni pesa cia kwa mwiso wa mwa riki mali ni haga okone ngiri igana mwaka ri after 6 months ri akariho 50,000 then 6 months akariho 50,000 so when you buy a board utekeria murana ya tiga si ha pesa ciao cia kwa but when you buy shares no you are there is your interest. So when I'm telling you ukitedia share gogo ragwa ri mwene we wakurutete weika uteta weika ukakora hebo ndo hatu mwana pesa jaku cia YouTube you feel no ko uharite
I feel the pinch
ireke kari yaku ni gutahora tahuo no method ko rent so you bring somebody else on board ukora somebody else on board niguo company tondo you have two options either company yegwe kana you sell interest no gutemuriragia share gutemuriragia share atakogwa you understand? Do you understand me now?
So mundu akiendia share arageria ku
hegitho gukingira gwa ganga ndo githugu ni kingi no ndenda mundu amenye the layman's language mundu arageria share irakigwa kana wira wa milioni 5 ugubatara milioni 5 rimwe you expand ukona atiriri onara na ndendia so for example no idea you can sell 90% 90%
of the company
to wina milioni 5 ri you sell like you can say milioni cia kwa 5 ri where 70%, where 70, where million, where million 70. You see, no again ado ige. Kaburi yako ni yakura, na profile yako ni yakate ni yakura because you can sell 30. Or with the largest shareholder, because this also happens. They go make a decision. You need to have 50 plus 1%.
Oh, so no fatigue shares.
Okay, make a decision. So when the moment you sell over 50%, omenye, you cannot make decision alone. Not get your 30%, you don't make a decision alone because you are
so no majority shareholder.
What you want to be there is politics. You want politics in you get. Don't get the 30% today. For you to make a decision, it's you know, corporate is very democratic. When you have more than 50% today, you make a decision.
Okay.
You can make a gari. When you sell like 70% today, can make a gari. Where is that 7%? No idea. Now make sure you're ready.
Adoige.
Uzi watu wengi. Wadi 70% wedia adoige. No niki?
Ndakwe mundu umwe.
Wadi andu atano no manyiza makugaruruke. You see, you know, ogeri 70% wedia andu atano ri mekonyitana. Make a decision.
Utareho.
They can even throw in you are the vision bearer. So the moment you already over 50%, make sure wedia
adoige.
Wedia adoige. Shareholders ya Safaricom ni ige pio
ona matio
ine so before mamenyana make decision they are too far away you divide and rule so itara the monole so I'll get in I know this is a conversation to go to carry mono do the bereri uko da modole ya nyite company ya share ikigwa kana igiko
ikigwa
kana igikura
na igikura
ri ne idea idea is more variable than what you have now. So idea muhia wa maingiri, it is so variable. So tuka Safaricom. Na mamenya gatiriri. So we can boost them ya Safaricom. I know it costs a lot of money.
Yes.
Kwa export ma Ethiopia, it costs a lot of money. Numa kona hada go Equity mo ero need, of which no maybe they need like 200 billion. They need like 200 billion. Tu ni magini ni fegi tu na madhima ne umenya share na madhima ne ro ni fegi. And no, I don't know if I go next month. But when you buy share, no, shareholder for the first 3 years, the dividend, they will be reinvested back.
Plowed back to
they will be back to boost your ordinary shareholding. Remember, and people need money in the short run. Okay, their share. Okay, shareholder today. We start earning dividend in the next 3 years.
Okay.
So share is a very nice way to do. Why the ordinary shares? You are sure bet that. Ona kabuni igithie gweri tukugwa na andu ayothe. So I was explaining between a bond and a debenture mo irathite uguo.
Kethora ni kiuria kingi hau atiriri Chege. Shares ri riu tukinyete hau tukinyete ri ikoragwo na benefit nyingi kuri u.
Negothie hau. Negothie ubunya bende explain between a bond and a debenture. So kiriku ya kuhodia uguo ndira gucoka mana aku. Ukenyite handu, kiriku kunyite handu. So there is a company ri akotiko weragwo ri yendagia bond kana debenture. Let me explain between a bond and a debenture.
Okay.
So company tako EBL ri marendia a bond.
Yeah.
Idea ke
bond.
A bond. A bond is secured. A bond is secured.
Yeah.
A bond is always secured. A bond is secured. It is backed up maybe na assets ya company.
Okay.
It's backed up na gari ya company. So a bond is secured. But when it comes to a debenture is not secured.
Okay.
A debenture is not secured. So the difference between a bond and a debenture, there's no difference. It's just a security. A bond, we get bond. Sure bet no carry ho.
Okay.
A debenture, when it comes to a debenture, sure bet no carry ho. But if companies perform poorly, but there's no difference between a debenture. It's more correlated with an ordinary shareholder. It's more correlated shareholding. So company either bond or a debenture, but both of them, they are ways of raising money. Not really, there's no that big difference. But it's only security.
Just the security.
It's security.
Okay.
It's only security. Not really company ete ko weda nikiona EBL hada kwa dia share dia ke bond. So na me atiriri thau ugiko wira uyu waku ri no njira atiriri Chege na million 3 ngone ngiri 30 mweri in the next 2 years ukagera mbeca ciaku. You are very sure YouTube yaku iko yakura, Facebook iko yakura, so give me 3 million. You are very sure.
Yeah.
No more that get share it. That sure what will happen in the future.
Okay.
That's the difference. That's what happens.
O hare watu ira kabuni nyingi siku ikiendi ikigwa.
Iko ikigwa. Kana idea ta Elon Musk no head urudeja ruga. Mode ta tugeta mangi wa Equity. Mangi wa Equity ni afatara kuhigura fake branch ta magana meri ma 50 Kenya ngima. And kile kile abidire idea yake the idea was more valuable. Than what he holded now.
Exactly.
Either company iragia share ikigwa kana expand more. But chances yake
ikigwa. Haya.
Ndorigere yaku.
Tuiginya hau tui hamwe. Riu ndu ucio ngeniriri. The different types of shares.
Ruto the type of share.
Na hena kidogo da ukuria hau kana kugura shares ni the same na own part of the company. No wacokia nginya authority. Riu turore the different types of shares.
You know, can you first of all explain advantage? I don't want to look like a prophet of doom. And to share maita meri, iria tuikaine muno.
Okay.
Kwishia itago ordinary na kwishia itago preference.
Tutariri ru ordinary yo tatwana ni undu wa mwiroreri.
Ordinary kugatiriri. Nda ko muhia wa maige. Wanyiria let's be back to waji the million that wanyiria 30%.
Yes.
Inda ntwahikania. Ndegwa ugikago twagwa nau.
Twagwa nawe.
No gathoreka faita twathodeka nau. Twathodeka faita nau. Nawe. Heje yako preference. Preference kugatiriri. Ndakora million 3. Yeah. One, ugena million 3 ri. To have explained, okay, the bond, you know, there's more correlation between a bond, a preference share, and a debenture. 1 million 3 ri. Ada ordinary shareholding ri. Turigana kiria wathondeka million 100 ri ukana million
gakunengera 30.
Wathondeka ngiri 100 ri. Wathi hathara ri, gacoka muhuko gakunengera. Ada sani
ndathi hathara ufati ucoka muhuko unenge.
Eni ucoka muhuko wathi hathara million ri ucoka muhuko ngore ngiri magana mau.
Matatu.
No anyita. No anyita.
How is that working?
Dagi tuika mwena kabuni, twagithi hathara nawe. Twagithi hathara we ika. So I'm now the owner.
when it comes to ordinary shares wathi hathara
twathi nawe
tuguthi thuothe hamwe
hau
ndukuona kindu
tuge for example muraurita shares ya Kenya Airways ordinary shares riria Kenya Airways ina hathara ya bilioni 1 win hathara we umenye kwa win 10% win hathara ya milioni igana
exactly
so when a company makes us you make the loss with it
yes
no you
makes profit
you make really so you get that percent of what you get either profit or loss you understand me
nuginya hu tu
hamwe to the preference share preference share kwate ndakona milioni 1 one yage ngirigana o mwaka othoreke baita kando gathondeke you give me 100,000
okay
no ngethi thondeke milioni magana merĩ rĩ ngakureria toiguanaire no igana
oh
no ndathi hathara no
igana
so we prefer between preference shares and other shares
I think you prefer ordinary no go de very 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 careful na company ile kudraigithi
so another question nikigura company heanaga share ikigwa na ni hinya muno igwa company heanaga ordinary company heanaga share ikigwa igigwetia preference share niki hara gwetia preference share ndithibegi joeroni
orimwe
because so I korwo ndakuhe preference shares ni ri ndathondeka hathara no nginya ngure heri na no gathika mwene ndithibegi joeroni itegutira ngianirira
you understand me still makes sense
nikuguria company thondeka company heanaga most company kiana faida ni kata ni kugwera so ndakora kwi share maita mere kwina ordinary share na preference share
yes
so guriko ni anyita the correlation between a preference share and ordinary share and the debenture kuria debenture debenture kwa debenture ni kwa milioni yako mgatwara watwara company wakoni ya interest on a monthly on a yearly basis or semi-annually mwako githirari miaka 5 githira board ya maturity so iko maturity rate ya maybe 5 years ukagera pesa yaku sika majika board so board dako na ndo umwe but sasa debenture unsecured board secured is secured so board is more sure so toka preference but dako atiri ordinary share wathi faita mwathie na mwene wagwa mwathie na mwene tukakwa atiri preference shares ri wathi hathara wathi weika so ordinary shares iko na voting right preference share do vote agora ndia musemani wewe igara hata kamua inoga preference shares yo hana kamua inoga
wewe ikara goro uguo
ona kana we na board ile hana kamua inoga you don't participate in the decision making ya company
for board I know for preference do na any say okay korogorite let's say preference
ata do na say wewe hana kamua inoga do na shares wera
ukikogorite cia 60%
you know ata wewe kan preference wewe ujue wewe umenye wewe hana kama inoga you don't make decision
okay
preference shares niko atriri so let me go back so ndenda go tari mwenore niko atriri mundu regia ordinary akigwa because when you I say you my dream me dadire I went to the you know I worked hard I dreamed so hard I'm not selling my dream okay mundu ordinary shares you are selling your birthright are you getting me selling that is how I get your birthright so most company regia share either ekigwa kana
expand
when the idea is to M-Pesa you know M-Pesa when M-Pesa came and nimamenya idea no ito ya M-Pesa ri if you get more money you get money in the wrong run tondu ugekwa we ika for example you do now eko naga ngiri magana matatu imuhia wa maigi now if you get 100,000 na monthly imuhia wa maigi ri thaisi ri yonete ona get 70% ri maybe I'll be making $1 billion so okay dia share you're still catering for your interest but your interest comes first niko kira ri ogene musire company eke dia share ri niko gweragwa kana
ireda ko kwarama
so example let's go to Nairobi Security Exchange Nairobi you know something called Nairobi Security we company is set in the Nairobi Security Exchange those are ordinary shares and when shares yedagio maita mere share no we die shares yedagio during the IPO initial public offer kuri kugatiriri tumuhe wa maigere ugenda kwendia share ni gutangatha gwabandangathe ndia share na ndia share kuma mweri 10 kinya wa December so that's when we have initial public offer you understand me now ndia ni ndia ndeka atia nikiuza nimeuza ndia so what you see at Nairobi Security Exchange he mundu agura thaisi kuna watu wamenunua saizi kwa mundu agura thaisi so uri agura thaisi ri andu ingi magura maybe the next 3 years he mundu kwendaga yari na share ekwendaga kwendia share ciake atokie mbeca muhuko So ndogora mugunda handu kendia mugunda gacokia mbeca muhuko. So what you see happening at Nairobi Security Exchange ti kambuni iko ti Safaricom makoma kendia share Nairobi Security Exchange ni aria magurite manendaneria wagurite yenda giciringi 10 thaici rĩu ciringi 14 yenda kwendia thoreke profit. So what happens at Nairobi Security Exchange is not Safaricom is selling shares there, is between those who bought and those who buy. So Nairobi Security Exchange ĩheanaga platform ya kwendia na kugo ni munada
ni mundu ina ni thoko yani
riu kambuni ko Safaricom kana Equity kana maybe another bank mathia makariso Nairobi Security Exchange mari story shares yo igetekeria kwendia kundu kuliko kundu kou and let me now explain. The Babu Koli mo akuari nikio ni Safaricom cia basi yagwa. Babu Koli mo is the one who brought them pesa to the force. Most of the information is Safaricom who brought them. No ni Babu Koli mo. When Babu Koli mo died, Safaricom shake ya igicoka na thi. So they were selling at 14 igicoka na thi maybe na sigi igicoka 12 because people are not buying now. So mathi Babu Koli mo akuari what will happen? So what you see ikiona share what you see at Nairobi Security Exchange Safaricom not directly involved. What happens Safaricom kugena thina ga Safaricom muri kwa Safaricom kugena thina kana kugena thina kwa Safaricom muri ama Equity kugena thina ri kama mismanagement issues or corruption kama scandal Adam must suspect there's something that will happen in future kama not perform well in future shake demand igacoka demand igacoka thiri bese igacoka thiri. So what you see happening in Nairobi Security one those are ordinary shares and for you to go to Nairobi Security no ginya kwa you must go there as you must one be a public limited company. So we company maita meri we company maita meri there's a public limited company and there's a private limited company. A private limited company they can director makiria 50. You cannot be more than 50 directors on a private limited company. Okay, 50 directors, you go public.
Yeah.
You go, you know, 50 ordinary shares. You cannot have more than 50 directors. So, company give maybe it's a company, is a private limited company. With limited, it's a limited liability company. It's a limited. No, you can no. It's a 50 more kama share go to invest what kora studio na kinaki. But if you mathia 50, so I come at 50, 50. Na mko na pesa nyingi. Either you add money, or you change the company to a public limited company. And that's what I'm saying. But in no get talk private placement. So you want to raise more money, no get talk private placement.
What's that?
Private placement they got already. And you wanted more money? You wanted more
money.
You wanted more money? Nah, you wanted more money. No, okay, the best and you get it. You wanted money, but those people were there, but you got a best issue.
I had a winner of 50. But you got a go series.
So una kituta na public private placement niko irado moke mane besa. But it can only be done privately. Lazima ikuwe privately. So people come on board, they bring more money. So do be private. Unaweka go debate on social media. Adama create you are public, you are private. How do you do shares? So the kwa capital market authority. You know, regulator wadu wa capital market authority. Mawe tekelia kwendia share. So wadhi koli yali on is a private placement. The wadhi koli yali ukayo green light. You notify CMA nenda you want to do private placement. Okay, adama lehe besa. But it's very risky. It's so very risky. You see, company when a company is listed and exchange, there are things they are do and don'ts. They are do and don'ts. But I want you to understand that when I this, I don't want to take conversation in direction here because today I want to focus my conversation na Mkenya wa kawaida. Mkenya wa kawaida. Ebu to an example na besa. When agirigana rere. When agirigana rere. Let me be very practical. When I get an MWL, do you go to share? Do I go and buy shares? Do I go invest that money in a SACCO or do I take that money in a bank? In that bank. Let me for example. Mwaka wa 2007 ile mtumia mwanata wako wetagwo Nancy 2007 aina agreement na me. Mane na matoga wako wetagwo dikwa media sisi wa media mera kwate etagwa Jane Jane mwaka wa 2007 ile 2007 all the money agreement na Mary na zaki atire ni ara kuthi kwa share ni kuthi gure mugunda gure agithia kona brook kujuja farm kugura mundu agreement na Mary ngiri mana meri yari 100 by
100
nake jenega ni dikora horo migunda migunda ni woici makoni mani makoni mani akiuga ni nguthie agithie kwa Mumias
yes
kwa ki
Mumias sugar
akora share ngiri mana maigana meri no athia gora cheto ligwa share kwa ruma kwa cia Equity magitoka sasa kwa magitoka so bread yake gora share ndamenya athia gora ordinary share na atuka mwene kambuni Mumias share ici ngiri mana meri cia keri value share ici agita kwendi angena mwendi no ndagiona
thaici
ndagiona no ngikora share Mumias kwa gweragwa angena mwendi no wendirie share ici ciake ngiri twendi
only
20,000 only
toru kambuni ikoretwo
one kambuni ni athire hathara two ndari ona faida na ngori kuma hindi yothe you know expect ndari hago o mwaka na mwaka ngiri magana meri ona esira na kiuta ngiri twendi on a yearly basis
o mwaka
they roughly no ndige magiri twendi they no na ngire kuma out 20-25,000 ka 15,000 kana ngire ngiri 10 miaka ya mbere kiambia oyo wathira kora shares Mumias ire this is just like ngiri twendi so they devalued they have depreciated 20,000
ni shokete thi
o nani se wathira kora kia ngiri mana meri ri ya 50 by 100 dire idea million 3.5 million
thaici
so oyo ngiri yake magana meri ri ni ciatuika 6 million
yes
through investing land oyo nake woire akigora share kwa Mumias ri
yes
shares yake ndari ona kindu for the last netete 180,000
already
so he has made a loss no kwa the take share the preference shares ni ngamenya gatiriri one they are redeemable ndi mo kwa tiriri agathira miaka 3 one kambuni direka uri arenda ri na ndahe mafia another redeem but do yake irudi
anaweza redeem
uga ni negira kavathi
asitue pesa ciake
nipatie ndo yangu niishie mimi ni bo nipatie ndo yangu niishie
so preference ya ni hota ko redeem
you guys is redeemable
anytime any day
anytime any day you walk in redeem your shares kana haya kwa kabla ya kwenda haya notification you need to inform the company within 6 months or within 1 year so apewe ndo yake ishie but we other yake gora share Jen bought shares at Mumias now she's trapped in there that no agora shares at Mumias ne kogweragwa no igolirwo maybe uke billionaire umete ja bururi okay aida kwa ya the Mumias itself ama yatiriri mimi i kamburi ju msha make losses because rekio ya gukari thaisi Mumias yake gwari omeme ena grito yake grito yake mena mara o suppliers 13 billion so yakuja sasa mimi nitaka nichukue kampuni maybe you are going concern maybe at this point dia kampuni ndo ndeme kampuni iyo kademe yori ale suppliers ina kina kile matunyetwa pesa cia ori maybe like what the task is that task is you know task was this there task is kwa muno ite shares yake ngiri mana meka ya task sasa task is gwari yaguire ina mathire madu rumo ndo kira kwa task is agegure task is ni abiare mathire macio madu abiare mathire madu so gutiri mundu ngigura so arege maure shares Mumias ire what are seeking millions people think they are millions ruko mura millions ya 10 akagura share kwa Mumias saizi ali duzido yake mundu gathete juja famu agora shares ya mugunda ri he could get more money so I'm not discouraging people from investing in shares ordinary shares but do your research well ujue ni risk but diversify your portfolio unataka inakiuria
ndinakiuria no dikwenda gukurenga tondu andu ingi ni beginners especially maundu ni ma shares ri na hono atu example jaga ya kambuni teyo ya Mumias mundu maundu mariku mundu beginner afati kurora maundu mariku hindi kugura shares ndage kore situation ni te
ukagura share tigana ciuka moinoga ugethi ko ate muhiki wako kora na shares ya ngiriga kiu ni kirimo kia njugu-ine
utigare na cio
so no agwa makeri tigana nake ate mwana kora ate na share kwa hiyo ate nikora share ya 100 ucio rukahikie tigana nake ni takataka tondu ucio ni mundu na hakiri let me ask you shares will only make sense wakati wa IPO mundu athira wa Safaricom akigura riria kwina IPO
riria mass introduce
like see Safaricom has done their best what do you think Safaricom will do better or just go ahead example tago SpaceX no SpaceX riria shares yake riria shares yake ri no Chege make ngori company yako rari is making profit in billions so wakati kuna IPO eno niguo shares imaga goro no ati ni mara ngiriga nae ndathi gora na robisa kile ndagora share mutakahanio most of the companies share share companies sell share aruda isi no uthio gora share aruda ke sia Kenya Airways you can say watu na make loss wanaziuza hasara hata kama hakuna IPO o make project maybe the next 5 years ri gukorwo airline njeru adani maroire kiharo kumbe adani mayo wa kiharo tu ubikwa ri in the next 6 years ri adani makaharo cio ciothe ri kya isi ni ukura ciari gakora ugure tha ici ugoje next years make do no tha jogo gata muna kwenda na cia ngirigana ri unafikia hiyo mia wakati kuna IPO ndio unaweza make do
ile kabuni ra introduce
hata kabuni ciothe wakati kuna IPO ndio uta make pesa so ile IPO no gwekora ya kingori 4 years ama 5 years down the line ri e multiply
umekore ya batete
basi mimi nauliza swali though kabuni yes is a mortgage company it's a mortgage company a mortgage company ri we got my share a mortgage company is selling shares you know isoko ya mortgage ikona KMRC ina private developers ina ndo manu machani mako wakanyimba huko makedia because out there dikali no rakanyimba kwa browsing so there is nothing we have not seen that you need to see abuto ali mamona akira githo kerito but what we have seen we have not seen but but when you come into the same space so safari komuria medagia shares ya makera kwa expand gute safari komwegi and they were getting to marketing yaje ikio na msemo mwingine
yes
ule that's what I'm encouraging people kila kwa share either more Gen Z wina ka idea tamu hama ingia kwire mimi nafikiria hivi tu ufanye YouTube zangu hapa aje agwetie omuna ngirima 5 agore indo cia studio unajua wewe utajua kama huna hiyo so 5 uweze anza history yote so wewe ngize kumanga 5 ri you giza mara 5 ri onako ni kabuni yaku ni gukura ri wewe ni wewe brand mo hama ingia 50% ni gure ngima 5 ikifika ndio kama ndaguteithia so and chances are giresha mara 5 na recover within the very first 1 year so if you are thinking of buying shares and I'm going to go to a startup
a virgin idea
no ko jate ati wina grisi kuya ati na shares ya kuri wewe kilimo kia jogo ine chances are unanua share ndio gwambia to gona gatumia ri age mari geto wira ri muda kia ya kugura maguta ma kuruga ndio makoragwo atumia age mari geto mawira muda office ya dito ile no mekia magura na maguta ma kuruga maguta ma ni maguta ma salad
shopping
utiyeteki not because of value proposition no how niguo aigwe riri de kiama deke na gemere ade mari ko wira irimo ici mwe merry go round ako merry go job you know merry go is a waste of time well you know atemeke ena merry go round ya ngiri ara ko ngiri ite isi gethe kanywa joy 79 isi gethe kanywa joy no ngiri tondu nena ko igona save uri unjua ndani yake ndakusikia na save
ara ndo igwe ni araiga kindu handu
so akanywa mifarodhi akanywa pesa shikisho no yake makia girie kwa na maguta marina so yeye kwa kiliaka like she's very satisfactory that ekia lazy kitu nyua makeup madoi so that's what people do people want to buy shares because wanakusikia they don't know what they share by the way most of people don't know what to share
wanataka tu wasikie
uko na share but unafaa kujua ukitaka kununua share ununua share kwa startup juu unaweza kuja startup inaweza kuja na startup one onagithia gweri in the next 5 years ri ibate competition wewe wako no wajie wira wa podcast Chege okay nyone nyajie nani nikupia compare but in the next 5 years ndio utakuwa competitive but size ndiko sure muna kwa girimana 5 ri wambia ka unduri muna kwa girimana 5 wambia ka unduri akirikava hiyo ndo yake within the first 2 years so if you are thinking atarikava ndo yake nyarieka so hata competition hiyo kile itakuwa anakuwa faida na nikilia but people need to know that you need to buy shares in a startup something else oje saizi unasikia let me you know kasongo ri ako in public figure kasongo saizi kwa gani hadi anataka kuuza mumias Kenya pipeline
na nyingine
moja redia kuna kitu kingine kampuni zinafanya saizi zikali makazi makaya so akona mtu amefanya forensic audit forensic ni kugatredi iko bado uje wako ni ikuja leo niambia hii kazi yako ni 10m iko bado wewe milioni 10 no kwa milioni no
emwe
mimi kuja niweka another 10 jua yoga milioni 10 tuigana but yako ni moja wewe huku niambia pesa yako ilikuwa ngapi tuaje pesa zako zilizigana
doneke hiyo ile tu
forensic audit who have done audit kama tutana Kenya pipeline who have done forensic audit kubya Kenya pipeline bilioni 300 no kama yete yose thaigathira niko menya mamenya niko kwa wanakuja wanauzia shares so ndio the why could the government kama why could be the government kona interest ya ko dilute ownership so most of them niko yamayaga then the other issue is na ina example kwa ndio nyono kwa Kenya Power ri ena milioni 200 ojo ukiko kama yama ikonye dalia milioni 3 ri tukua wawili unaweza fanya hivi nikwambia usifanye hivyo, mimi sitaki. Katuge unakwenda kuuza kwenda kwa 30%. Ama ndakuuza 50%. 50% wewe tuko na 50, sisi tuko na 20.
Yeah.
Ama umeuza 40, sisi tuko na 60%.
Mabaki na 60.
Kama if you're making no nyitha ni andu aya geta tu mutuze tuko watatu no nyitha geta tu tuko atiri atujakubaliana tu vote tu tukuruke. No dedenyo na milioni maana meri wa Kenya power around 1%. So anafaa 1%. Ena milioni. So 1% right here 200 million inakupea right ya 1%.
Yeah,
and you need 50% for you to make decision.
Nego.
Na dedenyo noli is the largest single shareholder kwa Kenya Power.
So ina 1%.
So hata kama ikiwauzia inajua mumechanganyika. So either way they vote their way in.
Yeah.
So mother board and the board will make favor.
Yes.
Ikiveva to the gava unaona.
Yeah.
So dedenyo lakio ni milioni maana meri ana own 1%. Akona ordinary shares za 200 million ana own 1%. So nataka uone ile distance is distance away from making a decision kwa Kenya Power.
True.
So people need to understand, not the people what wanna get in. People are buying shares, they don't know. Kabuni nyingi na every market ulia share huko magite. Na mutheri yake athi yake dia mugoda akaithia kigora share mura milioni 10 kwa every kabuni yaingira.
Kabuni ya
people have action their properties or yana kanunua shares ordinary. Kama ni board sawa. Unagwira atiriri, unajua unaweza kuwa saizi una thina wa pesa. Na mugoda muciari na thina wa muthi mwendeka mugoda kanyu ka milioni 10 muthi muwe board ya EBL
Safaricom kana ya Safaricom
Safaricom aperangi board Safaricom maana ka ordinary lakini Safaricom ina management njega EBL maana board ya 11 billion na hii board wanapeana 11 billion you know what they are doing the board EBL radio board leki because they have another expensive loan wako nayo mahali
Menero ni mara service.
Kuna no service. So nataka mass service, menero no mass service, a very expensive facility. We might be a board at a lower cost. Boy pesa ici. Mothe mahero no ria. Mothe no kona road no murare hero no kona road tugira rogo buku rogo buku rare hagiri wakamba bilioni imwe unalipa chwani.
Yeah.
Kwa mwezi. Upate kuna road nyingine unaweza kwa bank. Makona road rolia. Unaweka 30 so you save 20. So they are you pay a bond dio when a bond dio replace another facility.
Okay.
Dio replace with another
facility.
Dio replace with another facility. So they can replace with another facility. So they are buying a board to substitute another expensive facility wa kona service somewhere. So you pay mama on a media loan ile pesa ya maana loan kule ali. Ile pesa walikuwa nalipa loan huko kitu wamefanya kule makini loan ile walikuwa nalipa both principal and interest.
Okay.
Lakini mwaka media board ile made haka interest ile because walikuwa nalipa tu interest ile. So ni moya principal meko ya invest back to the company.
Shito.
Weko invest back to the company. So companies made a bond wakati wakati tu kwa CMA iko approved wanauza bond ama wanauza debenture ama wanauza ordinary share ama wanauza preference share. No go at the go I'm still lying to the fact that company yana share yake. I think you're not convinced to some extent.
Netokete turokai reke tuthie kiuria haha nikikira tuma kambuni nyingi cia shares Kenya ndikiwe globally ni gucuka iracuka. What is really happening?
Unajua when Kasongo ameingia on board, you know there's something that Kasongo did which was very suicidal. Ruto gira itainere wakati Ruto ingia kwa gava. I want to understand one thing. Kenya ni akwambira muno. You know I don't know go politics. Me hate politics by the way. I don't like them.
Okay.
And gira itainere yako you know gifaka kimagi itainere atigete thira wa 180 I think 180 billion. If it's not 2 trillion 180.
Imefika trillion.
Itafika T. Uhuru Ruto maikoba pesa. So unajua ikoba muno maikoba magaka you know and the project walikuwa na invest like SGR was a stupid project. I can tell you for real. SGR was a waste of time. Na nikode mwana muthi kama you know why? What if we did a dual carriage kutoka Nairobi hadi Mombasa?
Yes.
What if we did a dual carriage?
Yo negishoketie.
Like naona migode yothe aikaba ine ingekuwa ime appreciate. Tutoke 3 that super highway tutoke 3
yeah
mugite thoreka faita warugama no gari ya thoreka faita sigethina ikirugama shabas ge appreciate adu maji kulima bebe tu tuko na shida ya employment you know SGR ikuja kusave on labor SGR kile kusave on labor Toru SGR ekuaga SGR ne ekuaga ri SGR go ina beba SGR ne ekuaga container ta ngiri itare mwe. You know, the mafuri ma America kora kwena thina wa rutia wira ri ikekua a brilliant idea. No Kenya kwena thina wa rutia we arutia wira. So we needed an SGR not now but in 2030 2040 ama 2060. And then the issue is to the SGR na besa we have got to take our own. You know SGR break even. No SGR break even. SGR break even. SGR ethoreka hathara. So inabidi pesa yetu tumekota tax. Pesa yetu hitaji rutia wira ri icio cia iyo pesa ni nakulipa iyo rune SGR. So one toba twanina wira wa pata tukamaliza wewe ndio thomu toba twanina wira wa andu acio makuwa container hizo container zote watu wameenda jobless wameenda jobless maraya mothe matagira magera tugira maraya maingi muno kiria Mabasa uri kugira maraya aitu ikifuro magire wira
mategemagera ndereba cia marori
aitu cio mahara tugira maraya maingi muno maraya mau ni mehaka maraci aitu cio magire haka maraci andu maraci mona wira nyumba cia ukoma kuria aitu mara kuiganya nyumba cia ukoma cia ukoma andu ndarugo mona wira magoka nyumba icio andu madegete cia office mona gwenda wira kwendia ite so itefugua a lot of businesses aitu ito magire wira magira thukuma tondu na riu because iyo barabara imefunguka kambuni nyingi ni mundu wija wa bururi ri kambuni nyingi andu me China na from na US they want to come invest in Africa mona baba ni ahinguka ri ni magakira makamba kambuni ko because now barabara ma office mane magakitwo ri Kenya igekua on trajectory ya kuwa third world country but when our leaders were making decision mona ni hada gwaka farafarari make SGR to SGR to tuona SGR ya bilioni mana matatu maybe they spent like 150 billion waliugumania so what am I trying to say with the government Uhuru regeria gitaini ri ile pesa walichukua ikiwa loan and I'm now down to shares because we spoke more about bonds because they floated a bond they floated a euro bond nigo make
SGR
nigo make they floated I think bridge road and bridge initiatives you know they floated a bond to SGR haiwezi lipa haijilipi so inabidi netu ya roni tume invest place yezi rudisha so ukia roni ukiogore hata kugura kamera ri
zuke gure TV na njige haria
adoke wigo thau nikabo chukwe roni izadia kununua kamera ukiwekera disc light goko disc light inafata gure disc light later when unataka aesthetics unashika so that's what the government did they went and they floated a bond do they see the more of the money that we are getting tunalipa we are paying that money out na kulipa ile loan so there is a lot of we anathia Kenya mathia kuria Dubai na kunako makarehe dora guku Kenya ri sai Kenya ni guthira ngirathira so what I'm saying is so hakuna cash flow wakati watu pesa sia so hakuna circulation so wakati hakuna circulation so you cater for what is basic first maguta ni mabata unajua ikabidi maguta ni mabata so ugote na pesa so kabuni nyingi cia Kenya watu people are not spending they are living hand to mouth so kabuni ya operate the companies are operating but kulipa wafanyikazi sorting the recurring expenditure but hawana pesa ya kulipa shareholders kabuni most of the companies ina make money pesa ni maybe banks and telecommunication companies as Safaricom they make money but most of the companies ile pesa wanapata haiwezi lipa shareholders like most of the companies people bought share either they are paid a small token kana they're not getting paid that's what I say that's a million yako mwezi hata kama hutaki kuanza biz go to the bank and open a fixed deposit account ndakuja siku fulani ndio tuongelea about the money market thing about ndakuja tuongelea about mambo ya bank ndakuja tupige kwa show yenyewe but if you have 1 million now need the sasa ya atiriri don't buy shares take your money to the bank open a fixed deposit account todo kuthia ya million yako you know if you take 1 million to the bank now no have you geneo 100,000 ukigora share thaizi you can only earn maybe up to 60 70 80 share the idea share yukaga atiriri because ugeja 30% ya kabuni yaku ri iguru to gukura nawe so yeah 30% yangu nilieka saizi niki on board going concern what we say going concern is no kwa studio yako muhoya maigire ugorite kamera na ite cia bilioni imwe but hii idea ni brilliant idea ni kama hii idea kwa Elon Musk kila mtu goja Starlink it is not using star cable overseas cables and no we have Afghanistan where Starlink can access nobody else can so when if with more money ataweza ku expand more and he'll be able to expand the infrastructure you understand me if you have 1 million now take it to the bank, open a fixed deposit account. I'm open a MMF. Kama unataka kuweka fixed deposit account.
Hiyo ni topic nyingine.
We had the money market. No, Nigeria muduma. Now buying shares in Kenya is a risky affair. Kulingana na people we are, you know, Kenya tumepiga tuko na deni ya 11 trillion. So tuko na 11 trillion. What we are getting now haitashi kulipa wafanyikazi. You know, we have a budget of 4 trillion. I think 4 trillion. So we are correcting race. You know, we have a deficit budget in a depth of a burdened economy. So what people are getting, people are living hand to mouth. So unapata people they see a dollar more na besa le. When the money the companies are making is the Quran company wako gani na share company fulani but haikusaidii. Itiraguteithia. Unapata ni unapata doiko lakini haikusaidii. So most of the companies making money now. So na kwa hizi gari hizi moto hao wako na share. Take your money, open a fixed deposit. Kwani ni ordinary?
Ni torora nwajira kile gitumite kambuni nyingi cia Kenya. Ko igesi nkire. Ni things to do with political nini whatever no bũrũri witũ ikarite. Kuna kambuni international ciendagia shares. Should a Kenyan investor consider kugura shares ya makambuni maja?
You know, kambuni ikimanaja yuko Kenya ri. You know, when you go to other countries like China, they have invested out of in savings. Niko kama kitu horo NSSF. So when you go out there, I don't know save amount for retirement. Unlike African countries. So says kambuni ya Kenya ikioka huko Kenya ta kwa oliga sasa kwa kiadio no. They do something called franchise. So most of the outside companies ikioka huko you can own a franchise. Mnyitane franchise kwa three brand ya Coca-Cola ama maybe in the brand kana isi wana KFC. So hiyo ni franchise. Mnashikana watu mnaenda mna franchise. Mko like wana control make sure you know when you franchise kwa three dogo ke standard ya KFC ya America iko KFC ya goko. So as in ama Total. Total na Shell. Those are franchise. No hikura share hawanyu lakini bora kwa kuziange makodagiria maguta. So they make sure umealign na the quality and the way you know you are in the quality when you wanafanyanga vitu zao ndio usiharibu KFC. Hata mmoja KFC ya Naivasari na KFC ya Ruido. So that's what you call franchise. So most of the companies coming from they don't if they do shares wanafanyanga privately. Ni mshikane nyinyi franchise. That's the idea. Not kama Shell. No, that's your Shell. You just go to talk to the management.
Yes.
You need to do ABCD. Kama kwa team yao. So they come sure they make sure they you know they do quality control. Make sure on our franchise you have not distorted the original brand. But the companies here they don't do shares. Or if they do privately. They private placement. They do private placement. They do private placement. Utapata most of them will not get them at NSC. Most of them.
Okay.
A good percent of them. But there's like company yago ile itakuwa copy. Do you know copy?
Copy and demi.
Yago ile kube do.
Nageragia kurehe mirigo.
Digo si na matusi. You know what happened with copy? And that's why telling people to be so careful when doing shares. Mudogole ari korea mulimo from it was an American company. So korea mulimo. Africa was Africa because you know when you go to America you get either a Mart or a Mini Mart or a KFC or a Walmart somewhere. There's also many malls. You can get hado gole kedo. Magira Korea makena terere Korea ri hotel supermarket ageshi terere agyoka akona agent Chege then they print what is available in the supermarket. Amere print na merchandise free. So every household ikorago na print out a print out kataro ku yedirio shiduka. So also then every household Kenya got a catalog. So 800 Kenya, Africa has 1.2 billion people 1.2 1.3 out of these 1 billion people must come exposed to kila magegora.
Yes,
like madhia duka they only retail at a retail shop, not a mini mart, hypermarket or a supermarket. I think about the Korea is a brilliant idea which can really work. You know, a huge a whole ecosystem. Kuma kwa agent, kuthie kwa customer, kuthie kwa distributor. Okay, now umenye dai na gari yake. Then agithi akedia, you know, he's had a brilliant idea. Agithi akedia. So it's a private limited company.
Okay.
I think initially he needed like 4 billion. He started the idea. But you see, the shock was the culture. Yes, sisi tunanunua vitu kwa shop juu ya culture yetu.
Yes.
So ni tena muru Google leo usiya gobe You know, when you got to copy, you could not borrow. But you know, you do oh, you can go so Kenya is mentality those humatic corner base. They want to buy where they can borrow. So oh, I come out of market corner today. See, you might have better to pick a not to copy. No, I come out of market copy. I come out of market corner today. If I expose these people, give my cat log like so. I kind of carries. Best you go office. Best you go Bragari. Best you the union like 4 billion.
Yeah.
I give back in your base. I got a copy. Unajua ni convince wazungu wenzake huko wakakuja wakaekelea ndo yao. So kampuni kubwa mzungu au kana idea people bought ordinary. Those investors bought ordinary shares. If a billion amepata okaje kwa diary. For example, adhimu mia ya kwa sukari, akaona hero iluha 3 city. 3 city nini yao ilikuwa? House yao ilikuwa. Akaza kwa sukari sio akasokia mumia yao. Unaona I want to how foolish the idea was. Akagira sukari mumia na gari akobora
akabaka rewe house yake
Tatu City. Then achukua Tatu City akarudisha wapi? Mumias.
Ndio kwa distributor.
No.
Kwa agent.
Na chukua liti wao. You know you can only control the market if you una produce. Unaona kama ni as kama ni Mumias no make your go because they are producer.
Toneo.
But who need usao ni retailer, ni distributor. Agira sukari Githumo. Akaona Tatu City. Akwa Tatu City anapeleka wapi? Githumo. Unashika
ndio hena mundu urawo ya Mumias akenderio kwa Mumias
gwa mtu na kwa horo sera we hau Mumias
arawoyo
hau akaendia hau Mumias.
Yes,
so we cannot compete. So unajua sasa hii 4 billion ya kwanza, 4 billion tuseme hata alikuwa ametumia billion ku infrastructure kwa ofisi yake. The cost, your cost, because hii billion ikameza because you know he need to pay workers, he need to do a lot of things. Billion needs to take Melio. See Melio, you know, he went back akira go these investors yake. I got to give say we have a lot of these, we need to go online, we need to have an app.
Yeah.
Akagera billion igenya. Ikinywa mai. Sasa mara ngado akaongeza zingine tatu. Alimeza 11 billion. In between the difference in the cost of operation.
What?
So what got patient? What got so patient? So when I got that ready, most of those companies coming here, unafaa kukuakea. That was a Kenyan company. No, but no, kama mama ndio business ya investors ya Afro sia Kenya. So I'm saying most of the companies you see is a franchise. Pero company ngeta, you there's so many companies you ka goko Kenya. No really waka Kenya ni ndo wale cost of labor. Waka uthi America kwenda minimum wage.
Yeah.
So waka goko makathoreka kidogo goma export because kama gole kuna minimum wage huko hakuna minimum wage waka mathoreka kabuni. That's what I'm saying. I could have if you open our country very well. But it's environment iko sawa. Company but cheap labor, more of the company would come here. I'm saying the issue with now is what on that spend but wana disposable.
Exactly.
Wana disposable income. We go at really. When it comes to type of shares, share nenye gemono. Share there's also the preference shares. Now is that you could find a preference, go to the bank and take a loan. And go to the bank. Most of the companies would prefer go to the bank, take a loan. Juu hata preference lazima uta inform CMA. Ukikuja kwa board CMA, debenture CMA. So si utafuta mtu tu mpatne. But the most probable areas look for a startup, inject do capital, just do capital injection. No, I think you come and talk between the SACCO and the bank. No, when you go to SACCO, let me explain something more, even as we buy up. Let's go to SACCO setup. SACCO setup we had a share. Not because the shares cause his savings. You know, over goal effect kuliko kile kwa capital. Kwa capital is more is ordinary shares ndio mnanuanga zile za kwa capital. Why we SACCO henya mtutaka ordinary shares. Ordinary shares kwa those are withdrawable but only transferable.
Okay.
But you see, organize SACCO ilikuwa ni wewe SACCO are you in a SACCO? Yes, SACCO.
Not really.
Kwanza wewe SACCO, organize SACCO ndio kwa 3D. Niko join SACCO no ginya gore kile unataka share capital. Shaka capital kwa 3D. Naona SACCO yo giri 30 of which hutawaitoa.
Itikauma.
Hiyo umeacha huko.
Hizo si yako.
Umepera? 30k. But hiyo ni share capital. So that's a share. That's more of ordinary shares. Ama that's core capital in the banking setup. Ama ordinary shares in both public limited company and limited and private limited company where you know in the limited ability setup. So share capital what the adult I don't data share. Data shares ya gilimana mele. Those are not shares. Those are savings. Ndio ndio kwa rili unapata kwa SACCO wero minimum ni giri 20,000. hiyo ndio minimum, hiyo utawairudishiwa. Sasa ukishanunua hii ya 20k alafu unaambiwa normal savings, normal savings unaambiwa ni then unaweza kana normal savings no urute share capital ungeruta. Do you know that? Share capital ukaanza hiyo ni NSACO mako ya tiriri hii 20k yenye umeweka useka 20k minimum 20k eka 200. Unapata wakilipa dividend hii ordinary makaheana 14 normal savings makaheana 12, so kuna tofauti ya 2%. So utakibiria the difference utakibiria 14% uache 12%. Is that okay? No mezo yoka bikumaza kwa kama yana kama ino katoka that money you never put it back.
Ici twedi
iso tukagucia so utakanyo ile utakoria muthuri ukakajira aheneria kaiga matatu matatu kona ni yale akathate mwedi but hiyo pesa yake hataitoa
the 300
then unaambua you can already sell to someone else.
Ndio kumulutako
no let me ask for example wewe na ngiri magana matatu mwakari irakuhe ngiri 30 so ikekora ngiri igona muno kwa ngiri magana matatu ona ngiri 30 ya mwakari no ucio
hinya
juu aya ndika pesa yake the next 10 years
tricky,
so you better invest something else and then I'll come talk about banking circles.
Nitukurora circles turore kindu gitagwo microfinance na ndeto ya fixed deposit account ututaririe na njira ndaya ndoso no nyende turore MMF.
No bega to kizungu but I know the best way I've done the share thing. I know we come and extend a conversation so but then we're more sure
yes
and we want to them to get the context
exactly.
Should they buy I also do I'm trying to buy best huyo wako wali Ira gona ode herani gutari umesikia unaweza nitafuta
we uhoro we naguo oni mathaa tutau
like umesikia
producer dai kindu aranyita
by the way ukigwa ri ndo yako unajua imagine you can go weke mita yako mahali likunywe unajua look for financial consultant mimi ni gwiraga ma you know information nafa kuwa nalipisha a lot of money but I'm decided to give it out free on TikTok for people to run. Then you come also talk about insurance. There's so many things. Nende mauri in the context ya kugitaidia mwikali wako wa kawaida. Ni ndire ogi you know twina ogi mwingi muno but we decide to be shoro kama kirari.
Shono nigo ka very very soon. Eketwa to end up no do
no problem.
No do kurikia mwere twiki ati wege. Bero ri muthikiria tweka ri twino igwo information yo irahituka ugwo shwa but what we've done we've laid the foundation ya maundu maya ma wigithia muthe ni twari horo wa shares ngwenda kumuriria ciuria kadha wa kadha you know about mienderia shares you know about emotions when dealing with shares tondu ingine ci kombata icoke thi but today we've laid the foundation next tukambiriria ri tukambiriria na ciuria ici na iria mukunjuria koguo munyandikire mwena wa comment section very very soon niguita Chege haha ringi ona tutakimani wa inoga ri no tukunyita undu ucio ngi ni kurikiriria to parting shot na in case you uria uko ndukuigwa hinya gushare namba yaku ni undu wa mundu hiyo ngienda
ndiraigwa iu yakwa mundu watithio ni wa muingi mwana wa uthio muno wa muingi rogi namba yake gikona ndagekire yake so
ukona thina yes
niko na bisemani hali ya Rainbow najua ugirio goka umesikia context na kajua you come and learn
outcome
you know why you know it's you know you have something now I'm doing loans nigathi horo wa share but I know watu hata shida iko kwa share sana na niwe gode muthomu bado wewe gari horo andu mari you know ni venye nimepackage watu ikifika ni corporate level ni kona kutoka mtu wa ndoma hadi mtu wa chini
ndio na ndoma ine na uria wokari
you have I think so ndina kama no mwezi 8 wa February pare Rainbow after Rajes Road Summit ugama wa buru waje nimefanya nijikile msema ni I have noted what people want kuga maburu
orari hiate
dependa marehio 2000 you pay food you nitapata companies and sponsor whether you just pay food na kupea breakfast and lunch then we get it off gigeti pesa nyingi dada wode hiyo dola safari park ndio gati nimeweza safari park ile ama I got to another bigger hotel acha nitafanya mkutano safari park ya kirathi kia ndo acio na nijika ku by the way safari wakati unaenda na moses kule kwa safari park hata ndio mita yako no ndo yake kia ni baada ndipo mababagini food people come and learn gamo wa buru you know what do they think gamo wa buru kwa mmoja we have to learn and let's take financial life very serious
very seriously
tuchukua financial life very seriously na negoma thomithia na I want us to do more show na dile channel you know have a channel ya YouTube no you get juke moyo gwakwa but ndakena mutukiaria nawe you know getting someone and you are very good listener you have given me no athoma you know guthomithia mundu kega muno rathi ko ngindira karango thakiria no ndeme atiriri ndina maundu maingi no ndamera undu umwe wamenya undu umwe kabuni ndege cia gikate
ikiharagana
kada igate
kana ikienda kuneneha makiria
anyway umeona sense I have been able to explain the sense so mwiroreri namba yako ya thimu ni 0796 882 372 0796882372 no hold thimu got I'm an expert do the but you know I'm a relationship manager in one of the Kenyan bank by the way from 3
utafingireko
diko magweta dida ko magweta ko because when I name them ada megushia ta data traffic yo
kana niyo magutumaga utuhe yohoro
nataka kuongea jana hata siambia wajoli fagire kwa utuhe jana utuhe si hata nimekwambia ni hadi dako delivery ya mimi guthe gijo ni gojuga mundu just wewe ukikuwa empowered ni hivyo so ukauko na swali yote ya round we na ningenda gutaho maciara bi maku mothe matakataka just call me on that number 0796882372 kiroro manyabo.
Wow, thank you so much. Hey, thank you ni twathoma ni njeta kumuhewa maingi na ni twakena ni gutwirorera nyandikira icire mwena wa comment section ni tuulizia next time ndi mundete muno mugie na wiki njega tuonane muthenya wa rucio bye.